Good evening, everybody. Excuse the hair, it's wash day, or it was wash day, so it's wild. When I wash my hair, I don't do it until the next day because it's very thick. It usually takes an entire day to fully dry. I don't want to damage my hair. I've been trying to wear it natural, but it's just not cooperating. My curls aren't curling and they're not waving. They're just being like weird. So, oh well. I didn't come here to talk about my hair. So today's vlog is happening late at night and all at once. But the thing is, I forgot I could do this. It's been a while since I did kind of like, I'm not daily vlogging. I'm every other daily vlogging, but sometimes it works out for me to be daily vlogging for a little bit, or nearly. And because I'm used to just putting out a couple videos a week over the past, year or whatever, I forgot that sometimes when I'm doing Vlogmas, when I'm doing like an almost daily follow me along through a Christmas season or whatever kind of video set, that I can just sit down and chat with you some nights. It doesn't have to be an entire day of things. It doesn't have to be something well thought out. Sometimes we can just sit and drink tea and chat. And I was going to vlog the whole day today, but it just escaped me. I totally forgot. That happens sometimes. And instead of just not having a video or delaying you guys another 2 days, I figured I would just sit down and chat with you guys a little bit. Kids are in bed. I just got out of the bath. Cody's now in the bath, and now I'm drinking tea, and it's a good time to chat with you. It's been a while since I've taken out some of my china to actually like have a calm sit down cup of tea, not just like a mug that I carry around everywhere and chug. I'm trying to bring back calm moments, and as I'm sitting here now, I'm just feeling anxiety because I'm looking around and realizing that I forgot to water my plants this week, and they are looking sad about it. They are not happy. Oh well, it's a job for tomorrow. They'll live. Anyway, this week is quite busy for me. So I homeschool the kids in the morning. That's our routine right now. Basically, wake up, make coffee, do breakfast, and then we school for a few hours in the morning, get our work done, we eat lunch together, and then I dedicate the entire afternoon to apothecary work. Right now, that is tea. Doing the tea advent calendars and making all the teas. It's going much smoother this year, probably because I know what I'm doing fully this year, and it's just not as hectic. Like, I know the steps I need to do. It's not just there's not this like cloud of what if I forget something, what if like I have an unhappy customer because I forget something in a box, but like now I know it's like, okay, this. So I'm just plucking away at that, and I'm really excited. So I gave myself a shorter time because I'm not doing as many boxes this year as I did last year. So I'm doing like 2 weeks of mad working, and then because I try to make the teas as close to when people are going to get them as possible, and then I'll stuff boxes, and then I'll do deliveries, and I'm feeling pretty good about my progress at almost 1 week in to this process. Feeling happy about it, and it gives me time to do other Christmas products after tea. But anyway, I didn't come here to talk to you guys about business. I never know if you guys want to hear about this. I don't usually talk about my business and what I do because I don't know. It's just something that I do. It comes naturally to me. When things come naturally to me, I just don't know if they'll be interesting to you or not. And I've always struggled that way with vlogging. I'm like, oh, why would somebody want to watch this? But it turns out often people do want to watch just me do my thing. And it's still just a little bit surreal. I think it always will be, no matter how many years I do this for. It's just a funny thought that what I find so normal might be interesting to somebody. So I'm trying to like take moments where I have like a hard out at the end of my workday. So that's usually like for dinner prep. And then I'm trying to spend my evenings, with my family, obviously, but just taking like quiet moments like this, like making more of a proper tea set, making more of a ceremony, a process of it, and just really being intentional with my time. I started crocheting again now that it's cold and dark. I told you guys a few vlogs ago, I mentioned it sometime, about how the stockings that I ordered last year I'm not quite happy with. So I'm in the middle of making our new stockings, because these ones are like knit crochet whatever, and they're just not big enough. I love them, so I'm crocheting stockings. I'm working on the first one and we'll see, and then I'm working whenever I have some time. I'm sitting down, I crochet, and I'm hoping, I'm not a very fast crocheter. I feel like I'm quick, but not, I'm not like a finish an entire project in 30 minutes typically kind of person. So I'm going to try and do all 4 of them, all 4 stockings before Christmas if I can. We'll see how the first one goes. I'm making them really big because, again, I've said this so many times, so I grew up with these like big, beautiful quilted handmade stockings, and I've never found anything like them, and I don't have the patience, time, or amount of fabric to do those kinds myself, so I figured the next best thing would be hand making crochet ones. So that's what I'm doing. Tonight I took some moments to just like rummage through some of my cookbooks. So I just picked a cookbook that I enjoy, and the one by Joanna Gaines, it's very popular. Anyway, and I just like rummaged through Magnolia Table, I think what it's called, Magnolia Table, and I just rummaged through that because I'm always like, oh, I'll make that, and then I forget, so I just like sticky noted all the recipes I was interested in making, because I don't know, I found today, I just like, well, not even today, lately I've just found my cooking spark again. I feel like I lose it every single summer. Let me know if you feel this too. I don't know if like you have really hard seasons, especially like weather seasons. I find that I lose my cooking spark in the summer. I really love cooking. I love baking. I feel like I'm very good at it, and it's soothing, and it's just something I love to do. I don't know if it's because I have some Italian roots, if that's just like that part of me of just like loving people through food. I'm not sure, but every summer I just like I kind of fall off the wagon, and then sometime in the fall, gearing up to Christmas, I start baking and cooking it again, and I'm like, I love this. Why did I stop doing it? Because I just find I don't know, maybe it's just a busyness thing. The family is busier as the kids get older in the warmer months, so I'm just reaching for easier, more simple foods, but I just love the process of intentionally creating food for my family and like creating nourishing meals that I know is like fueling them and myself in a healthful way. I don't know, there's just something about it that I really like. So I have been neglecting my sourdough for the past couple months, but I really dedicated myself to like bringing it back to being happy. It really didn't like the weather change, and it happened a couple times a couple weeks back where I would get it to almost ready to make bread, and then I would forget about it and I would almost kill it, and then I would have to bring it back from the brink of death and the process would start over. So finally today I made sourdough, and it'll go in the fridge overnight, and I'll make a loaf tomorrow. I'm gonna try my hand at making a Christmas tree loaf. I saw it on Instagram, I think. Somebody I follow posted like a reel of them making a Christmas trees on all of them on the sourdough loaf, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. So I'm going to try my hand at doing that. Watch my Instagram account and you'll see if I'm successful and how bad it looks. Yeah, sorry if this video is super boring and you guys don't want to hear me talk about sourdough and cookbooks and stuff, but this is just life right now, and I'm in this phase where I'm both busy and calm and peaceful. It's intentional, but also the rhythmic work of the apothecary in the winter season. It makes it just happen. It makes me have to slow down. It makes me have to like have really solid rhythms and routines during the day, and then it makes me be more intentional with my time off. And so it's all kind of like lining up nicely, because I don't know, I haven't talked about it a whole lot, but you guys know we're obviously still trying for a baby, but it's just a little bit different. I don't know how to talk about it. I don't know how to like explain it. I don't know how much I should share. I don't know, it's like a weird thing. I've made it quite clear that I'm going to share as much as I feel comfortable sharing, like through this whole process of trying to conceive, but obviously we haven't gotten pregnant since I miscarried in September, and I don't know, I was like a little more, it's hard because it's very easy to get obsessive about trying, the process of trying. But this month, and like I said, I don't know if it's just because we're busier. I don't know if it's because it's Christmas and it's cozy. I have more intentional things to do, but it's just so much more peaceful right now. It's just like I'm just flowing with life, you know? I'm like, if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. And I'm trying not to like get super obsessive. I was thinking of maybe making a video to document more of the behind the scenes process to share one day when I am pregnant. But it's so hard, like creatively, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to start, or I don't know how, or like what would make sense in a whole video later. Like it's really hard to think about when you're just like filming bits and pieces over months and then you share it later. So on one hand, I want to guard my heart a little bit, but on the other hand, I really want to be authentic and I want to share. And that's the whole reason I'm here in this space anyway. I want to encourage, I want to uplift, I want to just be a friend through these videos to people who might be going through something similar or can understand, and then I get the support too. I don't know. It's just like, so I guess like this whole thing is on my mind too because I watched this beautiful live birth last night. If you're in, it was on Instagram. I'm sure a few of you watched it, like 20,000 women tuned in to watch her birth. I'll link it down in the description box below. So you just like click, if you guys don't know, I leave a bunch of stuff in the description box every single video. But I have a section that's labeled mentions or mentioned in the vlog. I will leave her Instagram link down below right there. Hopefully it'll work for you. Her name's Leslie Burns. I don't remember her last name. Starts with a B. But she just streamed her second birth online. It's her 7th child, but her second birth that she streamed online. And it's not the first birth that I've seen live streamed either. I've watched the Leaky Boob. If you know Jessica from the Leaky Boob, she did a live stream birth and it was like really crazy that she did it, and somebody else did it too. And I just remember watching that first birth that I've ever watched live streamed, and it was so beautiful and raw and moving. Like just knowing that there was this collection of women right there in that moment, encouraging this mom, watching in awe with you, like I was alone in the dark with a cup of tea watching, and just like knowing that all these other women were cheering this woman on who was giving birth at that very moment. Like it was just, it's such a surreal thing. Anyway, she uploaded, or she like posted part of her labor and her birth from her live on her channel. So if you want to go watch that, you can. It's really, really cool to watch the whole process play out. It's really encouraging. It's a really good depiction of home birth and what it looks like to give birth with midwives, whether you're like having your baby at home or, you know, birth center, but just going that route. It's like a really lovely example of what it can look like. And it made me think, I was like, maybe I want to live stream my birth. So don't be surprised if I decide to do that, because I had thought about it before, but I didn't know how I was going to set it up with filming. And now part of me is like, can I handle live streaming and vlogging at the same time? But then I was thinking too, like with a live stream, you can always just turn it off. There's no pressure. There doesn't, like, it's totally my call, my choice as the birthing person, that like if I ever feel that like it's too weird or anything, I can just turn it off. It's not a big deal, and stick with a video I can edit. But part of the whole filming a birth vlog, it's really hard because I need to be so in the moment, and Cody needs to be so in the moment with me. So like I can prop a camera, and that's what I did with Grayson's birth. Like people get in the way of the camera and nobody cares about the camera, and we didn't care about the camera, which is good. That's how it should be. But at the same time, it wasn't like, it's hard to capture a birth without somebody actively there with their role being film the birth. So I don't know what that's gonna look like one day. Hopefully it'll be next year, maybe next fall or something, I don't know. I do have a beautiful, wonderful older daughter who is very much into photography and things that I'm sure would help out. So I'm sure I could maybe like live stream on Cody's phone and document and film on mine. And we could do it that way, maybe. Anyway, thoughts going through, rambling night, just chatting with you. You guys are gonna have to let me know if this is acceptable once in a while. It's not gonna be all the time, but is it better to just chat with you guys like this, or is it better to just wait and do a vlog later when I actually have time to put some effort into it? I don't know. But speaking of Grayson's birth, if you're like, what, Grayson's birth? If you don't know, Grayson's birth was filmed and put on YouTube. It was one of the first videos I actually filmed for YouTube. Well, not really. I did it for my blog, but that's when I started introducing video, and then I switched from my blog to vlogging on YouTube 7 years ago, and that is how this channel was born. You can say it was birthed with the birth of my son, but I have since privated my birth video because I posted it very raw and unedited. It's an hour long, and it doesn't show anything. Nothing is seen or anything, but my labor was very fast. I was only in labor for 3 hours. My water broke, and 3 hours later I was holding him. So my birth vlog is largely unedited, and it was just what we caught with the running footage, and it's an hour long. But the issue that I was having after years of having my video up on YouTube was creepy people. I was gonna sit down and talk to you about this anyway, so let's just chat about it now. I was planning on doing like a video about this to explain why, and because the plan is for me to re-edit it and upload it, but maybe, I don't know. Let me just explain. So what was happening was I was finding my birth video in like weird playlists of like creepy dudes, usually from other countries, and it was like, I hate to even say it, it grosses me out, but like, it was like playlists of like weird fetish birth videos. Nothing in my birth was weird at all. I didn't show anything again, but it was like, I kept it pretty raw. So like when I got vocal, I kept that in, and that is the part that I think they were after like searching for a little while. I limited my video, and then like I finally ended up pulling it and privating it because I had like a copyright issue pop up where somebody had taken my birth video and like downloaded it and then re-uploaded it to their weird channel, and I like immediately got that off the internet. And then after that I was like, nope, I don't know what I want to do with that, because so let me explain. I know it like skeeves me out, and I know so many of you are like, because I know a lot of you, and it is weird and skeevy. It's because the video is not skeevy and weird, but like the fact that people can make it skeevy, which I've always struggled with about the internet. And I have like strong opinions about that anyway, of like how to manage that, and that you can't control everybody else, and it like, ugh, whatever. You know, people could see your feet walking in sandals and be like, whoa, feet, and there's nothing you can do about it. But like it just like weirded me out that it was like the noises I guess birthing women make. That was like, I don't know. I feel like you guys get the gist, but that is why they were in like these weird playlists, and I was finding my birth video in like just weird playlists, and I can see on my end what gender is watching my videos most, and that's how I know it was fetishy, because like all of a sudden we ticked up to like within these playlists it was mostly dudes watching it, and I could see what countries they were coming from. It was just like things lined up where it was like, yep, that is a textbook creepy fetish weird thing. You know, if you've been on the internet for long enough, you know the boxes that get ticked. So I was like, I am uncomfortable with that. That's not happening, obviously. So part of that is because, you know, I didn't edit that video. That was back when I wasn't editing my own videos, Cody was, and we just decided to keep it more raw anyway. So I took it down, and now my plan was that I was going to edit it properly like I edit videos now, and put it to music and create like a pretty little birth video and re-upload it. But I wanted to talk to you guys about that first, so that I wasn't just throwing people off with like a random birth video, because you know birth videos get a ton of views and they usually like blow up, and you know people love birth. So I didn't want to like confuse anybody by posting my birth video 7 years later and re-uploading it and re-editing it, but that is why, and I wanted to chat with you guys now. So I wanted to talk with you guys about that and just make it known that if you do see me upload a birth vlog, that is why I decided to do that, re-upload it, because I do want it on my channel. It's something so special. It was like one of the first videos I've ever done. So I don't know, part of me thinks that I could just put it back up the way it is because there's nothing wrong with it, but then the other part of me thinks maybe I should just like make it cute and more of a typical 12 to 20 minute birth video and put it to music and things like that. So I don't know, if you have an opinion on that, let me know what you think. Should I just like re-upload it the way it is, or like make it public again, or should I re-edit and re-upload 7 years later? Like, is that too weird? I don't know. I also don't want people to think that like, oh, I'm trying to like make all this baby content all of a sudden because we're trying to conceive and like now I'm doing a birth. I don't know. Like, I don't want people to, I don't know. I don't usually care what people think, but it's just like a weird situation. So I wanted to talk to you guys about it eventually, and I'm glad it just kind of naturally came up tonight because I was gonna sit down and just kind of do a sip and share with you guys. This is a sip and share. It's been a while. I have a whole playlist of like sip and shares. I used to do this like once a week and just sit down and chat with you guys with tea or something. Hi. So anyway, I wanted to chat with you guys about that a little bit. Just about a lot of things. I don't want anybody, and that's the other thing too, is like I want to touch base every once in a while about the whole like TTC thing and trying to conceive and trying for another baby, because I don't know, it just gets weird. Everybody's so polite, but I just know people are so curious, right? And if I feel like if I don't talk about it for a couple weeks, people will be like, is she pregnant and just not telling us yet? But like, no. So every once in a while I just like to touch base, or I want to touch base with you guys and chat about it a little bit with you and share a couple things. But anyways, my tea is almost out, and it's getting late, and I think I've been talking to you guys for a while, so I hope this was an okay video. I hope you guys didn't hate this. Please give me some feedback if you're like, no, I'd rather you just skip days and plan out a video, or if I know I get so many comments and like messages. I get so many messages after I film a video like this on Instagram, Facebook, things like that, and people will be like, I love when you sit down and just chat with us. So I'm sure many of you will like this style, but let me know. Sometimes I just don't have time in a 20-minute video through my day to just update you guys on stuff, and sometimes I want to keep you guys in the loop. So sometimes sitting down like this can be beneficial to chat with you guys and get things off my chest or mention things that might be interesting, I guess. But anyway, Cody and I are gonna go watch a show, probably gonna go watch some What You Do in the Shadows, or What We Do in the Shadows. If you have never seen that show, definitely watch it. It's one of our favorite shows ever, and a new season just came out. What We Do in the Shadows. Watch the movie first, and then there's a show. It's so good. It's like our kind of humor. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's definitely ours. But anyway, we're gonna go watch a show and hang out. It's been a lovely evening. Like, I just love that I cooked dinner. I'm gonna go put the bread in the fridge and prep it to make sourdough tomorrow. I'm gonna film tomorrow. I think we have a couple things going on, got work to do. I'll like maybe do some B-roll of me packing teas and show you guys how the Christmas tree loaf turns out. But yeah, until the next one, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you are all having a good week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you on the 14th, right? Yeah, we'll see you on the 14th for my next video. Bye. Hello. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Good night. Oh, you got my glasses. Those were some nice kisses. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hi. What is on your face? What did you get on you? Hi.
She was digging through garbage and all that.
Did you eat garbage? Oh, you're in trouble. That's what it is. You got in the garbage. Oh, did Daddy get mad at you? Oh, so now you're sad. Okay. You think I know about it and you think I'm mad at you. Oh, I didn't know about it. That's not nice. You can't do things like that. There's probably sourdough starter on your head, hey? Yeah.
Yeah.
You come lay in your bed. Come on, you lay in your bed. Good girl.